I only started this channel because when I talk to people on, say, like Xbox and Discord, I know I'm young, roast me. They, I make a good amount of people laugh, and that makes me happy. And I also tell people things that, not that they haven't thought about, but sometimes I phrase it, and sometimes, it's not all the time. Sometimes I phrase things in ways that it really makes it stick. You know how, like, you can be told something a billion times, like your parents tell you the same thing, but until you either experience it yourself or you hear it one time and it just clicks. You know, it's like getting beat on the head with something until it finally like sticks and resonates. I had one friend who he's a very active individual, but he has a not so good diet, something that I'm very good at, and I don't want to say willpower because that applies in all aspects of your life, and I don't have the best willpower in every aspect of my life, of course, but in terms of diet and just telling myself I'm never going to eat this kind of food again and then like actually never doing it, I'm pretty good with that. And it's made my entire life different. I can confidently say that once I cut out the things in my diet that literally did not work for me, there are some things like just gluten that I try and avoid. Just I've done a good amount of research on it. By research, I don't mean like Google, I mean like scientific articles, reading it, comprehending around 30% of it, and then googling the rest of it to try and see like how do these graphs work, because they have like insulin level rise, then that leads to like there's a 2 week cycle that goes on in our body where like starches and things like that, they don't really get processed and they come out in bad ways, whether it's cognitive decline, bodily decline, say like bad pigmentation of skin, like acne, things like that. And I told my friend one day, you know, like if you're having like these problems, like you feel like depressed, like I need personally, I need sunlight. Even with a good diet and all these like little rituals that I do, like first thing in the morning, I take either a lemon or a lime and I squeeze it, put it in warm water, and it cleanses your gut. I think like 80% of the dopamine, 60% of the serotonin in your body. Other way around, I'm not sure that the numbers are good, but I know it's a sizable amount of each of them. They're not produced in the brain, they're produced in the gut, serotonin and dopamine. And if the sun doesn't come out uh, some days, I don't really wake up. I'm yawning during the whole day. If I can't eat a good amount of carbs or anything like that in the morning because I don't have a crash, then the rest of the day will just be kind of working off that crash. So I tend to eat just fruit and protein in the morning. I really try and have good animal protein, like eggs. I try and stay away from pork. My family is religious on my mom's side, and they avoid pork, but it doesn't make me, I don't vomit or anything like that. Something that does really destroy me is milk. Very fiercely lactose intolerant, and on top of that, I have a weird, I think it's like a genetic disease. It affects like something like IGF-1. I don't know, this might be wrong context, might be the wrong thing. I know IGF-1 is involved in it. But when I have milk, I feel like I have early signs of arthritis, especially when it's a humid day outside. I can really feel my joints. I'm not as athletic. My jumping isn't as good. My sprinting isn't as good. My cognitive abilities is just cut in a tenth. Not in half, a tenth. Worse than a hangover. I'm 22 years old. I don't drink a lot. I've had like 4 actual hangovers in my life. 2 of them were bad, 2 of them were disastrous. Milk is worse. Milk is way worse. When I was younger, I would eat pizza and then I would feel bad. But when I had the double cheese pizza, I would vomit that night, every single night. And I never made the connection that it was the more cheese, the worse I was going to feel. Till I was in college and I just completely started a clean diet. I had really bad acne. I still have some, but I take care of it. I do a lot of things to like prevent it, but diet is the main thing. Things like cherries, mangoes, fruit, a lot of water helps so much. Life changing. Cognitive ability, crazy. Memory recall, crazy. Wanting to wake up in the morning and accomplish something. It's a relatively new feeling to me. I was told when I was younger I had depression. I was told that when I was around 7, 22 right now. I went from the years 0 to 7, like not being a sentient human being like most people. Going from 7 to around 19 or 20, just meandering, being told I was depressed, being told all this stuff, like when someone had a problem, like I would automatically get so anxious to the point where I would have that problem too. I would just adopt problems. And then I would attribute that to I'm already depressed. Why would I even care? Went through high school and the first 2 years of college, just going along with the motions, never really taking grasp of what I want to do. When I wake up in the morning, I still have anxiety. I still have bouts of depression, but I am not depressed. I am not an anxious human being. I'm sitting down right now, fine, calm. I have things to do. I have things I should have done. I have things I want to do. It's life. Things aren't perfect. I have a lot of stress about family, friends, where I want to go, college, career. Can I do this? Can I accomplish that? Should I even start doing this, or is it a waste of time? Normal things. But the normal things don't feel like challenges anymore. They feel like opportunities. And that is an incredible mindset to have. I'm able to meditate. I don't do it as much as I should. But when I'm in the gym, I don't listen to music a good amount of the time. I just let my emotions flow. I become aggressive, but not in an unhealthy way. I become aggressive and I have good form as a result of it. I lift more weights as a result of it. I want to keep the short video idea that I have going in my mind going until one day I'm going to be upset and I'm going to rant for about 20 minutes. It's inevitable. But I want to leave you all 0 of you, with the quote that made me really just bunker down and say, I'm going to start posting what my mind says and what has worked for me, because if I think something, I'm going to try it. Given that's not like jumping off a cliff, the old, whatever, if your friends jump off a cliff, whatever. Once I started to do the lemon and the lime in the morning on an empty stomach, drink a ton of water, only eat good food. Don't eat a lot. Do not eat a lot. That is the biggest precursor to aging. It's just when your body has to consume and digest calories, that is a lot on the body. I'm not saying become anorexic. I'm not saying 1 meal a day. If it works for you, great. What I'm saying is eat till you are content. Eat until you feel like you are done, and then stop. I have a family history, including myself, of weight gain. Very easy weight gain. Me, myself, I don't really eat, as I told you, I don't really eat like starches or gluten or milk. So it's pretty hard for me to gain weight, but I gain good weight. I'm going to leave one quote that I just came up with myself when I was talking to my friend on Xbox. I was playing, honestly, the game I was playing was shit. Hi-Fi Rush. Game is trash. I'm trying to learn Spanish. I had to put the game in Spanish just so like a little dialogue could give me, because like I would, useful Spanish, that type of thing, not instead of just like reading Don Quixote. How do you know to trust your gut if your gut isn't healthy? How do you know to trust yourself if you are not healthy? How do you know? That is, I think, a very big problem in today's world, is that it's easier, cheaper to get these bad foods. But one good meal is more satiating and cheaper than 2 bad meals. McDonald's used to be like $1. They used to have like $1 menu. They don't have that anymore. I have friends. I go to McDonald's with them. I'm still around when my friends are like eating these, and I'm not putting them down for it. If you can eat McDonald's and feel fine, fucking go for it, bro. It's not me. So make sure that you can trust yourself. And knowing myself, I can't control myself. How can you trust your own opinions if you don't feel good about yourself or your own opinions? If you valued your own opinions, you would value your health. Someone who has a shit diet, always feels like shit, is always going to try and bring other people down. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. People that feel good and they tell you, oh, cold showers, drink a ton of water, wake up in the morning and get sunlight. There's like a whole revival of holistic lifestyle. And I don't mean Liver King. Okay, I do not mean Liver King. I do not mean what like Andrew Tate. I do not mean these goofballs that have a camera like me. I'm a goofball with a camera, but I'm not trying to be toxic. These people try and profit off of toxicity, and they admit it. Even before both of them got exposed for whatever reason that Andrew Tate hasn't been convicted yet. But I'll be damned, that shit is illegal. I don't know if he had like this or that going on, but like he's out here telling dudes on like OnlyFans, like making them, like do their dirty work, and he's on the other side of the phone. Really, bro? You're gonna try and tell me what to do after you did all that to get rich and famous? I mean, see that? I started to rant. I'm not perfect. If I try and advertise myself as someone that's perfect, I'm very sorry. I'm just very passionate about not making money. Not, of course, everyone should strive to be the best that they can be, but realistically, be the best you can be. If when you eat McDonald's you feel bad, you have someone in your corner, me, that more than willing to talk to you, more than willing to tell you my experiences more in depth, and to tell you what worked for me and what didn't work for me. I personally, and of course, it's a matter of your own genetics, where your family comes from. People from the Netherlands can drink milk. People from Mongolia can drink milk. People where my family comes from, it's like a 50-50 shot if you can drink milk. You can't really digest the lactose enzyme after the age of like 5, though. No one should be drinking milk. If you are old enough to understand my words, your body is not old enough to digest milk. Sure, there are some crazy people out there, not crazy, but like there's some differences. People have differences. I'm sure Mongolians can drink it till they're like 7 or for their whole life. I'd love to be able to study genetics and actually see the cognitive decline that comes with a bad diet over the course of a whole life. I mean, that'd be really cool to see. But until I can bring like actual empirical evidence, I'm just a dude on the internet that's telling you. I used to stress eat. I used to come home from middle school. I had no friends. I tried to make friends with the kids in my grade, and I don't know if they were trying to be friends with me, but I wasn't in a good space to understand if they were reaching out, I wasn't in a good enough space to understand them, and I didn't make a lot of friends, and that was a self-fulfilling prophecy because I would go home. I would eat little bites. I would play MW3. I'm a 10th Prestige. I'd love to 1v1 you. And I would eat Welch's fruit snacks. And I would just play MW3. I was too young to use the mic, but when I got to the age to use the mic, I started using the mic. I was toxic online. And then one day it snapped. Why am I being toxic online? I didn't like hop in the lobby and like tell people that they're being bad, but if I have a teammate that uses a riot shield, you know for sure I'm going to tell you that I don't like you as an individual because you use a riot shield. And I'm still that way. I don't play a lot of video games anymore, but like if I see someone using a riot shield, if I see my friend using a riot shield, I'm going to make fun of them. Easy. But I guess got off topic. Please, if you have no one in your life to push you to do what you want to do. If you want to eat worse for your body, go for it. Do what you'll never do something that you don't want to do. You will complete the action of it, but you will never put your whole body, your actions, your intent, and your words will not be behind it if you're being forced to eat healthy. Like, oh, my mom forces me to eat healthy. You don't enjoy it, so you go and binge McDonald's whenever you can. If you are looking for someone to help you whether mentally, spiritually, physically, I'm here for you. Honestly, I'm very excited. I, I don't expect my videos to get a lot of views, but the good thing about not having a lot of views is that you tend to form a more tight-knit community. So if you're anything like me, notice how you feel every day. You don't just wake up with anxiety one day. You don't just wake up with depression one day. You don't just wake up with acne one day. It is a slow process of your body telling you what is wrong. So I'll leave you with my quote again. How do you know that you can trust your gut if your gut is not healthy? I mean, just look at the defense, no, not like the dietary, health administrators of all there's memes about it, of the US. It's like some overweight woman. Nothing wrong with being overweight, but don't tell me how to run my life if you're overweight as well. Of Sweden, again, no problem with being overweight. I'm sure there are people out there that they eat healthy and they calories in, calories out. They do all the good stuff, they do all the right stuff. But you have to be able to cater it to yourself. And even then, there are people with genetic deformities that physically cannot be a healthy individual due to the fact that they have to put something in their mouth. Now, I would advise those people to try everything under the sun, including not even eating. Try a tablespoon of honey a day, just for your nutrients. Try magnesium, I don't know, fasting, only fruit, anything. Try anything and everything, because your body, you only have one body, you only have one mind, you only have one shot. Every single time you put something in your mouth is a conscious effort to reap what you sow, to get out what you put in. It's very important to me. And if it's not important to you, it's not important. I can't make you care. I don't want to make you care. I would like that if people who do care come to me, give me advice. I'd love to know. I have problems with my own dietary goals, bodily goals. If you can help me out, help me out. Reach out. Easy to talk to. So, thank you all. Have a nice day.